Hello and happy, blessed, free, and fearless Sunday to all of you. Today, I wanted to tell an inspirational story. As a person who does motivation and encouragement, I love telling stories and I also love listening to stories. So, here's one story that was very inspiring. And I thought, you know what, that would be a great story for us to talk about today. Learning to appreciate the efforts of others. One young academically excellent person went to apply for a managerial position in a big company. He passed the first interview. The director did the last interview and made the last decision. The director discovered from the curriculum vitae, which is the resume, that the youth's academic achievements were excellent all the way from secondary school until the postgraduate research. Never had a year where he had not a good score. The director asked, "Did you obtain any scholarship in school?" The youth answered, "No, sir." The director asked, "Was it your father who paid for your school fees?" The youth answered, "My father passed away when I was 1 year old. It was my mother who paid for my school fees." The director then asked, "Where did your mother work?" The youth answered, "My mother worked as a clothes cleaner." The director requested the youth to show his hands. The youth showed a pair of hands that were smooth and perfect. The director then asked, "Have you ever helped your mother wash the clothes before?" The youth answered, "Never. My mother always wanted me to study and read more books. Furthermore, my mother can wash clothes faster than me." Then the director said, "I have a request. When you go back today, go and clean your mother's hands and then see me tomorrow morning." The youth felt that his chance of landing this job was high. When he went back, he happily requested his mother to let him clean her hands. His mother felt strange, happy, but with mixed feelings. She showed her hands to the kid. The youth cleaned his mother's hands slowly. His tear fell as he did that. It was the first time he noticed that his mother's hands were so wrinkled and there were so many bruises in her hands. Some bruises were so painful that his mother shivered when they were being cleaned with water. This was the first time the youth realized that it was this pair of hands that washed the clothes every day to enable him to pay for the school fees. The bruises in his mother's hands were the price that the mother had to pay for his graduation, academic excellence, and his future. After finishing the cleaning of his mother's hands, the youth quietly washed all the remaining clothes for his mother. That night, mother and son talked for a very long time. Next morning, the youth went to the director's office. The director noticed the tears in the youth's eyes and asked, "Can you tell me, what have you done and learned yesterday?" The youth answered, "I cleaned my mother's hand and I also finished cleaning all the remaining clothes." The director asked, "Please, tell me your feelings." The youth said, "Number one, I know what is appreciation. Without mother, there would not be success for me today. Number two, by working together and helping my mother, only I now realize how difficult and tough it is to get something done. Number three, I've come to appreciate the importance and value of family relationships." The director said, "This is what I'm looking for to be my manager. I want to recruit a person who can appreciate the help of others a person who knows the suffering of others to get things done, and a person who would not put money as his only goal in life, you are hired. Later on, this young person worked very hard and received the respect of his subordinates. Every employee who worked diligently as a team member respected him. The company's performance improved tremendously. A child who has been protected and habitually given whatever he wanted would develop what we call an entitlement mentality. He is entitled or she is entitled and would always put himself or herself first. A child who is protected would be ignorant of his or her parents' efforts. When he or she starts to work, every time that he or she does that, it would not have a meaningful experience as this young man would have after now he realizes how hard his mother has worked and how much it took for her to be able to pay for the school fees that she paid. What is the moral of the story? The moral of this story, this Sunday's dose of motivation, is that you can let your kid live in a big house, they can eat a good meal, they can learn piano, watch a big screen TV. But when you're cutting grass, please let them experience it. After a meal, let them wash their own plate. And also teach them how to even fry an egg, make oatmeal. It is not because you do not have money to hire a maid, but it is because you want to love them in a right way and teach them in a right way. You want them to understand that no matter how rich their parents are, one day their hair will grow gray, same as the mother of that young person. The most important thing is to learn how to appreciate the effort and experience the difficulty, and also learn the ability to work hard and work with others. This is the moral of this story. I hope this story has been encouraging to you. Please share and also, let me know what you think, below the comments. This Sunday, I want to leave you with the moral of this story. Be encouraged.